G'day and welcome to the channel. Today we are A, doing a sound test with some different sound settings, and B, we're going to have a go at our psychic spam slash psychic terrain team. We never got a chance to test in singles, so I've made some slight adjustments. So I'll update the poker paste and leave it in the description below. But we'll see how it performs in singles compared to doubles. We encountered a lot of giraffes, which shut us down quite heavily. So we'll see if the same type of encounters we will see. We got our first opponent. So we got Hydreigon, Arachnid, we got Palafin. They've got Mega Raichu, Mega Scizor, and maybe Mega Charizard. So other than Hydreigon, I don't see why we don't, but we've got Hydreigon covered with Dazzling Gleam. But it is going to be a bit of a problem. So I think we lead Incineroar, and then we should be able to clean up the rest with Psychic Spam. Because yeah, I don't imagine, although that is our Charizard cover, so if they are going to bring Charizard, Glamora would be the choice. But we're testing, we'll see what they decided to bring. We may need our Incineroar for their Scizor as well, so may need to play around that a little bit. But see what they decide to lead with. So they're just straight up Hydreigon, fair. The question is it choiced? Because if it is, that's their answer to us. So let's see if they let us do a bit of chip. They do. That's good. Appreciate that. Free damage is free. Then we'll... If we parting shot, it's not great. But I think we parting shot. Okay, so they're going Earth Power. That's decent damage. We'll at least get our Citrus Berry. We'll parting shot. Yeah, so we haven't really sussed out if it's faster or not, because I could easily just get Alakazam in here. We'd get Levitate, not overly useful. Yeah, we really need to somehow scout who's faster. So we can at least do a Dark Pulse. Although if they've gone Earth Power, they're not looking into Earth Power, right? So we're faster than them, so Alakazam's good to go. We even managed to get a flinch, which is quite funny. So yeah, let's do that a couple more times until we're overly threatened. Because again, it's just free chip. Do we get a flinch? No. So they'll Dark Pulse us. We survive with our Focus Sash. But that now sets us up for the mid-game, where we Psychic Terrain with our Prankster to set the field, and then hopefully Hydreigon takes us down. So, excellent. That is what we wanted to see. So again, we've done our due diligence. We've scouted it's not Choice Scarfed. So Alakazam can come straight in now, without a worry in the world. And yeah, we'll Mega Evolve, take their Levitate, Dazzling Gleam will be the fastest thing on the board, bar for Mega Aerodactyl, which we don't see too many of. Unless they've been holding back a quick claw this whole time. We should get the Dazzling Gleam off, and that'll KO, and then that was our only biggest threat from their team. So if we do Expanding Force in Psychic Terrain, it's 120 base power, but we've gone with Psychic just to give us a bit more flexibility and less reliance on Psychic Terrain, but that still does give us our 117, which is pretty good. A 50% damage. This is going to hurt and KO us. Okay, so yeah, Alakazam's very fragile, which makes it hard because you really need to make it count. So this is going to also hurt, but again, we'll just fake out, do a bit of free... Oh no, we can't fake out because of the Psychic Terrain. And yeah, Liquidation, whether we stored out or not. Because I don't think... if we'd have done the right choice last time of Darkest Lariat... Oh, this could have done 20-something%. Yeah, alright. So we could have... Oh, they had a Citrus Berry. Alright, maybe not. But, good learning. First time piloting the team in singles, a bit awkward. But, we gave it a go. Just got to watch out for that interaction, because yeah, Psychic Terrain's good to block priority moves, but I completely blanked. But now we've reset down to the bottom of Ultra Ball rank 4. Let's see if this team can make any progress. One adjustment I'm keen to make is reduce Alakazam's special attack. At the moment, it's significantly higher than it needs to be. But you can see, well, it's 183, it's 220 something at Mega Evolved, but we have a new opponent. They've got Greninja, Tinkerton, Corviknight, in the rain with Pelipper, and then Raichu. So how do we deal with the rain teams? We've got Rotom. Do we lead with Rotom? We don't have any ground, so the Raichu is going to prove to be a bit of an issue, I reckon. Power Gem, Sludge Bomb. No, I reckon we lead with Rotom. Yeah, the rain's going to cause us some issues. But we'll go Incineroar and we'll go Glamora as well. I think Glamora could be good here, but I also could be wrong. They've got a few tricky combinations in there that could trip us up, for sure. Punk Girl. Okay, so they've gone for Greninja lead. That works for us, because we've led Rotom. So we are free to just Lightning Thunderbolt them, but they are equally as free to just swap into their Raichu with Grass Knot or Trailblaze. Are they going to switch? I reckon they are. I'm going to predict a switch here. They were going to bait a Thunderbolt, but it could be overthinking it. We at least get the Intimidate off. They didn't switch. They went for Rain Dance. Interesting, because that kind of means that they've got the other Raichu to set up Rain and... Hold on. Set up Rain and Electric Terrain could be the play. See, I'm expecting a Water Shuriken here, or a Hydro Cannon. Ooh, that is big damage. We'll get a little bit of leftovers. And then they're very likely to do that again, so let's try and stall out the rain a little. Oh, must recharge. Oh, Hydro Cannon. That's the big one. I'm not prepared for that. Because that was obviously our opportunity to strike. Because they're going to Hydro Cannon again. Okay. That's very new to me. I don't know who's running Hydro Cannon Greninjas, but you've tricked me. So, yeah, that's put us in a real pickle, because that was obviously our chance to Thunderbolt and take them out, but I completely missed it. So, what are we doing? Sludge Bombing. Yeah, I think we've lost this purely on that one turn alone. Because it's Hydro Pump that has the chance to miss. So we get a free Sludge Bomb here. It's enough to KO Greninja. Alright, let's see if we can salvage this. Note that down. People are running Hydro Cannon. Alright, so yeah, big Zap Cannon here is going to really put us in a spot of bother. And we really kind of needed our Rotom to hang around. Would have been good. But we've got Incineroar. We should be able to survive something. It is Raichu X. Yeah, so it was going to be Rain and the No-Guard, not the No-Guard, the Electric Surge, Electric Terrain. And Rain Dance. So this is going to be big Thunder / Rising Voltages, I guess. But Electric Terrain allows us to fake out, so we will get 18% damage free. But then, yeah, I'm expecting a... but this is also the physical one, so this is going to be a Volt Tackle. So the Intimidates are actually useful. So let's go back into Glimmora. See if we survive a hit. As the Volt Tackle in Electric Terrain. We survive. They get damaged with Recoil. And then, yeah, we'll stall out another turn. I'm expecting them to Volt Tackle again. And they do. So this kind of stalls out their terrain and weather. And then we'll go back to Incineroar. Get another Intimidate off. Absorb another Volt Tackle. And see if Fake Out can take it out. Yeah, just keen to... It's a cool animation, especially in Electric Terrain. And then there's the rain, and see, it's all gone now. They've lost their juice. Fake Out for another 18% free damage. Easy, 17%. And then, yeah, if they did 80-something or 70-something damage in the scenario, then they'll do less. So this should take the KO, and now it's 2v1. But they were pretty keen to set up the rain before they left. So I wonder what's in the back. Keludon, Electroshock. So that's Parting Shot. Yeah, this Electroshot's probably going to go off before we can get out of there. Do we survive? Ooh, we do survive. And we get our Citrus Berry. Okay. So the Parting Shot will negate their Electro Shot. Incineroar, surviving things. He probably shouldn't. But now we get Glimmora. So we can protect a turn. And that'll stall out the rain a little bit. So I guess that's why they were trying to set up the rain, to make sure... Keludon, Steel Beam. This guy's crazy. So... yeah, I think we just Earth Power. do a bit of damage, and then they'll steel beam them themselves out of existence. Or just Earth Power takes them out. That's fine, either or. Yeah, I guess if you're singles, Steel Beam does big damage, but you have to 50% of your life is the cost. Similar to Floette's Light of Ruin. So it's pay a heavy cost. We should have cleaned up that a bit quicker, but we're learning. There's a whole lot in this format that is just undiscovered, unencountered, and it's good to watch other people play and play yourself because you get completely different experiences. And you just got to keep absorbing it all. But we are on to the next one. We got Metagross, Meowscarada, Floette, Garchomp, Basculegion, and Sneasler. So I think this one, we could go for it. We just got to be mindful of the Meowscarada, really. So let's lead with that, and then yeah, we'll have... Incineroar's not overly helpful against Meowscarada. The Intimidate against Flower Trick's not that great, but the only other move it typically runs is Triple Axle, so theory is, could be good. Because, yeah, I don't think we're going to do any better with anything else, so... the alternative here would have been to run Glamora. That would have given access to, don't really need the rock coverage, but maybe poison. Maybe Earth Power would have been good, but they're going to lead with Sneasler, which is risky business against Psychic Spam. So Fake Out does have higher priority than our Psychic Terrain, so let's block that. Because, oh no, they were just going to straight Diaclaw us. Madness! Some people on the ladder are absolute crazy people. Because that allows us to just set up our Psychic Terrain. We do gamble on a Diaclaw, but that's fine. Alright, no RNG. And then, yeah, this should OHKO unless they are also... Oh, how are they immediately faster than us? They didn't get Unburdened. Oh, they're Choice Scarfed. What? That is absolute madness. Is that a Choice Scarf? Alright, yeah, that's certainly unexpected. So they're locked into Diaclaw. It's fine. Oh no, they've got White Herb. Wow, is Sneasler just naturally faster than... Okay. Yeah, Sneasler is naturally faster than Meowstic, which was unexpected. Yeah, that's absolutely cost us the game. Because I am not familiar with where Meowstic sits in comparison to Sneasler. I thought Meowstic was faster, but I was wrong. And now it's unburdened, which means it is double speed, and there's nothing we can do to actually be faster than it. Yeah, I needed to navigate that way better. Yeah, and it should be able to Diaclaw us before we even move. Acrobatics. I mean, we survive. Good job. Yeah, we were thrown for a 6 on that one. We haven't even versed the Meowscarada yet. So they could still very much have a Choice Scarf that is faster than us in the back. Question is... okay, we don't really also have a counter for Old Mate. So yeah, we've clearly lost this one because I... failed to calculate Sneasler's speed. And you can see how that can change you know, the outcome. If you're not familiar with speed tiers. Because, yeah, we definitely needed our Meowstic for this encounter. The Dark Pulse would have been good here. I mean, yeah, we are faster, but that is doing 14% damage. So it'll take a few of those to get through. And that one Iron Head will just clean us up. So yeah, the synergy in this is a little bit disjointed because you've got to have Meowstic out first. Well, you don't have to, but it's advantageous to, which kind of, you know, inclines you to bring Meowstic in. And then if you misjudge speed tiers, you lose Meowstic. But we have our next opponent. So again, half the losses are just newly piloting the team and not familiar with things. But they've got a bit of electricity. So they've got the Rotom Wash and the Bellybot. They got Garchomp. Probably Mega Lucario. And then they've got Basculegion and Goldengo. So I don't see why we wouldn't lead Incineroar. And Incineroar into Meowstic or Glamora. Yeah, they've got a few weaknesses. Yeah, I definitely think we do our our Psychic, because that gives us access to the Dazzling Gleam with Alakazam. Let's see what they decide to lead with. Bellybot. Okay. This is every time it gets hit, it does extra damage. I'm not a huge fan of this blobby thing. So let's just neg it. We could have done some free chip, but I don't want to proc its Electromorphous. So if we just do a bit of that, get our Meowstic in, then we don't proc any of its shenanigans. It does a little bit of damage to us. And then we'll set up our Psychic Terrain. And then try and do some big damage. And yeah, we want to be running Expanding Force here on Meowstic because you have access to the Psychic Terrain. Although they have soaked us, so they're likely going to be trying to electrocute us. I reckon we try and take it. I reckon we can get out an Expanding Force. It's not going to be stab, but it's going to be 120 base power. It's going to do some damage. It is going to trigger their Electromorphous. Oh, and they just heal the damage, right? But this gives us a free switch into Alakazam. And I don't know if that just didn't do enough damage because we lost Stab. Or are we going to lose to Bellybot? This is terrible. Actually, do we get Electromorphous? Does that work with us? Let's give it a go. Yeah, they would just... we should have taunted to stop the soak. Because that soak is gonna hurt us. Not tremendously. We can pivot around it. Let's see what a Stab Psychic does. Still not enough. That thing is bulky. Yeah, they soaked us. We could probably finish it off and then pivot. But I think we need to pivot before we take big lightning damage. So let's do that real quick. So we get another parabolic charge. Does a bit of damage. And we cannot fake out, so don't think about doing that. How many turns of Psychic Terrain? Yeah, we're going to lose Psychic Terrain after. So let's just try and do some big damage on this thing. Oh, so close. We get our Citrus Berry. The question is, are they going to just soak us or straight for Parabolic Charge? So that's okay, because they'll get a bit of heal back. But we've got enough juice now to take them down. The weirdness disappeared from the battlefield. I think we need the extra bit of damage, so let's Flare Blitz them away. Excellent. One down. Wow, Bellibolt is an absolute beast. So, who have they got in the back? Rotom. We can get on board. If we parting shot, we can check if they're invested in speed. Bop. Because we are not invested in speed. But that gives us a free switch into Alakazam. We'll pick up Levitate. And then we can just Psychic Spam them outside of... Oh, if we picked up Levitate then, we wouldn't have been able to get the benefit from terrain. That's an interaction. Yeah. And they get Citrus Berry, so... Oh, they're going to live too. And they've got Dark Pulse. Wow. So, unless this crits, we lose. And I'm wondering if the taunt from the previous on the Bellibolt would have made a difference or would have hindered us. Because, yeah, this on a whim might KO, but it doesn't. And they just Thunderbolt us or Dark Pulse us again, so... Yeah, I think it might actually just be... I wonder if you could change Alakazam out for something else. Like, I Gen 1, absolutely love Alakazam. But he is excruciatingly frail. And yeah, I think we're down one, up one, down one, up one, down one. So, certainly not consistent enough to be climbing the ladder with this team. But it is a bit of fun. I do get enjoyment out of big psychic damage. But it's just hard to pull off because it's very rarely gonna Oko. And this is not a great team for the team to be facing. But I don't think we change our strategy at all. I think we stick with our three. The only worry is the King Gambit, obviously. But everything else should be as it is. I mean, Decidueye is good against the Azumarill. Maybe. No, not really. It's just good against the King Gambit. Rotom's not really. Maybe the Corviknight and the Azumarill, but we've got a cover for the Corviknight, so... They could just as easily lead Gardevoir and go Trick Room. I've seen Gengar Trick Room teams. Those are surprising. But they are going to lead with Gardevoir. So, nothing stop. Oh, they get the Intimidate on us. Hilarious. Well done. Okay, so we're going to be doing a little less damage now, although I think Darkest Lariat does something. Oh, it ignores the target's stats changes. Okay, well, we're going to at least get a Fake Out off. This is our opportunity for free chip to be chip. So yeah, we'll get Fake Out. 9% chip. So we could switch here. Or we could Parting Shot. Where we're getting threatened by a big Moonblast here. We don't really want to lose Incineroar this early. Let's just Parting Shot. They're going to Calm Mind. So this will counteract that. So they'll get the special defense boost, but they don't get to keep the other. We get Meowstic in. And yeah, I'm not going to assist them at all, but I'll definitely try and Dark Pulse. See how much this does. Not a lot either. Oh, we get the flinch. I don't know how often and how many more of those we can do before we're going to need our Incineroar to Darkest Lariat. We'll do another. We'll gamble. Flinch. No. Yeah, so this is getting bad. We need to do something sooner rather than later. So let's go now, because they could be greedy and going again. No, they went for the Draining Kiss. Okay. Oh, they get the life back. Okay, so they're back to full. And we've lost 73. So let's Fake Out. Get our 9% back. Oh, 14% this time. And yeah, let's see how much a... we're just going to have to Flare Blitz, I think. They'll Calm Mind again. They are faster than us. But yeah, we don't have the Gusto to try and take down a Gardevoir. We do take Chip. We get our Citrus Berry. So they know they're not going to be able to survive another one of those, so they'll just Moonblast us at this point. If we pivot, I don't think we'd be in any better position. They could be greedy and go in for it again, but they'll just Draining Kiss. Hopefully that doesn't... puts them back to 70. I guess we're banking on a crit here now. Oh, we can do 69. Oh. So yeah, they'll probably go for another Draining Kiss. So let's pivot back. Oh, yeah. We need something against Gardevoir lead here. So yeah, Draining Kiss. Oh, that's big damage. Puts them back to 60. Yeah, I'm thinking Psychic Terrain's not really going to help us too much, because that'll take us up to 120, but then takes us back down to 80, which is about the same, and we're actually going to be fishing for the 20% flinches. Let's go. Flinch. Flinch! Alright, that's one. Let's see if we can get another. Come on. Flinch. No flinch. So yeah, that'll KO us. They'll get a little bit from that one, but puts them back to 60. And they're going to move before our Incineroar, which is annoying. But we're going to have to expend everything to get around this Gardevoir, because we didn't bring anything to counteract it. So, Fake Out for our 11%. 12%. Excellent. And then they'll Draining Kiss us for our 14 life. Oh, they Aura Sphere. Okay. And yeah, unfortunately it just leaves Alakazam to probably not do much damage. Would Psychic Terrain have helped? Again, that would have just put us down to 80, which is what Dazzling Gleam's doing anyway. I don't imagine they Calming Mind here. We're going to have to try and do some damage. Because we could taunt them here to block further Calm Minds, but I don't think they need it. I've pretty much got this wrapped up because we did not bring a counter. That is doing not much damage, and their Draining Kiss will do, yeah, more than enough. So, yeah, if you let Gardevoir a few Calm Minds, we did not have the Gusto to get around that. I reckon Mega Staraptor would have got around that. Does that... No, we're stuck at the bottom of Ultra Ball, so we can't go back to Great Ball. That's good. Yeah, so now you start to think about what in the team needs to be adjusted to, you know, obviously increase your win-loss ratio. And sometimes it's about piloting and learning and, you know, being new to the team and seeing opportunities where, you know, you could improve. But others are, like, I'm thinking maybe, you know, Alakazam could be a little bit more tankier and I could, you know, move some investment. But that's still not going to change the fact that, you know, against Gardevoir, against the opponents I need him to be, you know, strong against, Alakazam just doesn't have the, you know, the move pool, or, you know, even if I adjust the stats, it's not going to be, you know, a determining factor. But we do finally encounter our Mega Staraptor opponent, which is where our strategy... Oh, this is where we could also Glamora. But I wanted to see what this would do against Mega Staraptor. It'd obviously potentially scare them off, which is good. It gives us some pretty decent coverage. The only thing we got to be mindful of is the Primarina. So in that case, do we actually just bring Decidueye? Decidueye doesn't have great coverage against other things, so I think let's go with this. They could lead Mimikyu, Garchomp, I don't know, maybe Metagross, but I also potentially see Mega Staraptor coming out straight away. Okay, Metagross, good for us. I mean, we could go... Yeah, they got Clear Body, so that's not doing anything. Now we'll go Mega. So let's Fake Out. See if they stay in. They don't. So there's the Primarina we were worried about. But we'll get the Fake Out. And see that they are leftovers. Okay, so they've got Metagross in the back, so we need our Incineroar. So let's just hard switch in a Meowstic, because we can't afford to lose our Incineroar to a Hyper Voice right now. Oh, they try to Encore us. That's a good reveal. They're back on 100%. So yeah, if we Psychic Terrain right now, they're going to try and Encore us. So let's see how much an Expanding Force does. Not enough to be threatening. We could taunt the Primarina, so we've got that as a strategic option. But they've just encored us into Expanding Force, and I don't think that's terrible at the moment. Just kind of waiting to see what they do. Okay, so they're going to go out into Mimikyu. Fine. We'll at least break their disguise. And remember, when Mimikyu's disguise is broken, it takes 1/8 damage. So it is good to use the generic calculator to find the optimum values to reduce that damage. So yeah, Shadow Sneak's big damage. reveals they have Life Orb. So we've seen Life Orb, we've seen Leftovers, we've seen Metagross, and we've seen the Primarina. So yeah, if they're Shadow Sneak again, we're done for. So let's swap into Incin. We'll get the Intimidate off. And then we can save the Psychic Terrain for a little bit later. But they saw the switch and went for Play Rough. So, or did they just decide to Play Rough? We can't obviously Fake Out. Darkest Lariat, they're going to swap back into their Primarina. And they do. So let's see how much this does. Not a lot. And so we saw last time they just Encored us. And they could do that again. Let's see. They could just as easily Moonblast us. Whirlpool. We avoid. Good job, Meowstic. I don't know what the chance is to avoid a Whirlpool there, but good job. So yeah, let's set up our Psychic Terrain. And if they bring Mimikyu back out, that's good for us, really. Because, yeah, the Psychic Terrain will block that Shadow Sneak. But we were blocked last time with Encore, so we couldn't do that. Okay, yeah, and then we'll just Dark Pulse. We'll get a bit of chip on their Metagross before we head out of here. No Mega Revolve, so they just take 54% damage. Maybe Flinch? Earthquake. Okay, cool. That's what you want to do? I think we've got to Incineroar. I guess that's what they're waiting for as well. Because if they Mega Evolve, they lose Clear Body. And they get Tough Claws, or Sharpness. So yeah, we Darkest Lariat. Because we can't Fake Out. And they could just as easily swap into Primarina here. But they don't. Oh. They are quick. We live on 6. There's the Incineroar's insane defense and hit point pool yielding results. So they Earthquaked before expecting us to switch into Incineroar. They were very tentative about us swapping into Incineroar. They still don't know what we have in the back, whether it's Glamora or Alakazam. So we've got 2 turns of Psychic Terrain left. So there's no issue with us Darkest Lariating. They can't Shadow Sneak us. They could Shadow Claw, Play Rough. They could miss. I'm keen to see if Alakazam will adopt Disguise as an ability. But they go for Play Rough. They connect and KO us. Which still gives us a turn to survive the Shadow Sneak, or prevent the Shadow Sneak. So yeah, we will Mega Evolve, and yeah, unfortunately we don't get big psychic damage on the Primarina, but let's see if we can trace Disguise, or it just ignores it. No, it just ignores it. And Shadow Sneak is protected via Psychic Terrain, so they've misplayed there, but have learned a valuable lesson. You cannot use priority moves in Psychic Terrain. Got to keep remembering that. It's easy to forget. And that's the advantage of Psychic Terrain. Not many people encounter it often enough. Alright, so we get to scout it as Torrent, so it's going to do big water damage at a later point in time. We've seen it Encore us. Oh, that's big damage. Crit, nice. And we get the special defense drop. And they, just going to Encore us. I'm not sure that has anything else to it. Yeah, they've encored us into a massive psychic, so they'll abandon ship. Alright, we've got time for one more. We got to win. Excellent. Not against the Mega Staraptor, though. I was hoping they would bring that, but they brought Mega Metagross instead, and we just Incineroar destroyed it. So there's more benefits this season to bring Incineroar if we see Mega Metagross. We've got another opponent. So we got Palafin, Archeludon, Mega Frostlass, maybe Mega Gengar. We also see the King Gambit and Charizard. So I'm thinking we lead with Incineroar. Incineroar's some good coverage. And they might go Charizard here. Maybe. Or we just go double Mega in the back and take the one that works best. So if we take Glimmora, we're not overly threatened by King Gambit. Although, actually, we're not really overly threatened by King Gambit because we can avoid Sucker Punch, but we die to Kowtow Cleave. And we're running a little low on time. I reckon we do that. Let's do something completely different. Incineroar's a good lead here against, Gengar, Frostlass, and King Gambit. And it allows us to then pivot out if we need to Decidueye to cover Archeludon, Palafin, or our Glimmora to cover their Charizard. So we've got a bit of a plan going in. And it's an interesting hairstyle. Okay, so they're leading with Palafin. So I'm expecting a turn 1 flip turn. So we know we made the right choice with our Decidueye. So we'll get a bit of chip. And then we will Parting Shot. Expecting a flip turn here. And yeah, that's big damage. But then we're at the... Oh, crit. Right. That should be okay. I don't think we were overly bringing Incineroar for things. But let's see what they decide to switch into. It is Archeludon. And again, the advantage of that is now we Parting Shot. And we can pivot into a better position. Which I think in this scenario is Glimmora. Or is it Decidueye? I think it's Decidueye. And the reason I think it's Decidueye is Triple Arrows does pretty decent damage to Archeludon. Has a chance to flinch. Has a chance to reduce the defense boost that it gets. It does reveal Decidueye, which makes them a bit hesitant now with their Palafin. So they're out of here. They do bring Palafin straight back in though. So yeah, Triple Arrow should do okay damage here. And then yeah, we got the Scope Lens, so good crit. We get their defense. Okay, so they're not Choice Scarfed. They've just got Citrus Berry. See, this is where we Tailwind. Oh, we were already faster. Okay. Well, that ensures we are faster. Oh, a Zen Headbutt. Righto. And then they've got Jet Punch in the back, right? Jet Punch. Are we worried about Jet Punch? We are. So we've seen Flip Turn. So I'm expecting Jet Punch here, but the Intimidate might help. And there is a Jet Punch. And they could just Jet Punch us again. Oh wow, this Jet Punch is huge. We'll get the Fake out. They'll flinch. And then we can... Wow, we're not going to have a lot left for anyone. Because yeah, if we stay in there, we just get Jet Punched. So if we pivot out to Decidueye, Decidueye will get Jet Punched. Ugh. And then we go back into Incineroar. Yeah, we lose our Tailwind. Fine. We get Incineroar back in. Yeah, we've lost our... I think the turn that we Tailwind was the turn we lost this. Because then, yeah, now they can bring in Archeludon. And it's just given them the stamina boost. It's fine. And they get leftovers. Let's see if we can Parting Shot out. Okay, so they're Light Screen. Ah, bugger. Yeah, this is not a great position to be in. We've tried to navigate this the best we can, but I can see now Flip Turn 0 to Hero Jet Punch is quite mean. So, what have they got? Light Screen. Let's just protect. We could Spiky Shield. Got to make sure to change that. Wouldn't have changed in here, but we'll at least protect. See what they were going to do. Snarl. Okay, so they're just going to try and anti-special attack us. So let's Earth Power. I mean, if we get a crit, doesn't matter about their Light Screen. Only going to happen, like, was it 4% of the time? But we can at least see what kind of damage we can do. Ooh, 48%. That's pretty good. They get the defense increase. They will Snarl us. It's fine. So they're happy to just hang around and Snarl us. They do get leftovers. But that would have been even bigger damage without the Light Screen. So let's just stall out a bit of turn. They'll Snarl again. Oh, Breaking Swipe. Maybe expecting a switch then. But we're just trying to stall out your Light Screen, which ends in a turn. So we can at least Earth Power here. Unless we crit. Ooh, was that a crit? It was. So crit ignored their Light Screen, which just happened to wear off. We're now threatened by another Jet Punch from their Palafin. There's the Palafin. And Spiky Shield would have been pretty helpful here. I reckon Spiky Shield would have won it. But all we have is, if we swap to Incineroar now, we'll remove our Snarl. Loss. We will Intimidate them, which makes the Jet Punch do a little less damage. There's the Jet Punch. We lose our Incineroar. But let's see if the Neg 1 Palafin Jet Punch can KO our Mega Glamora. Again, Spiky Shield would be super useful here. But best we've got is Sludgy Sludge Bomb. So, Neg 1 Jet Punch, we live. So Sludge Bomb should pick up the KO. And then it just depends what they've got left in the back. Because, yeah, we've seen Archeliodon, we've seen Palafin. It is King Gambit. And it's a Supreme Overlord King Gambit. So they could Sucker Punch us. And there's not much we could do about it. So let's just go. I don't think we survive a Sucker Punch. Oh, they just let us Earth Power, though. They leave. Okay. So that allows them to Iron at us for the win. Well done. Alright, yeah, it was pretty tricky to navigate. Yeah, we lost our Decidueye, overestimated the Palafin, and then got taken out by a King Gambit, so well done to them. But I think we'll wrap that up in here. Again, I'll leave the team in the description below if you want to have a play around with it, make some changes, but we will leave it at that for now. So, having a good time. If you're enjoying this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel, and I appreciate your support. Otherwise, until next time, take care and enjoy. Thank you very much. See ya.